America, what's going on, Patriots? YouTube, all those good joints. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And I'm back. I was gone for one day, and now I'm back. I try not to miss too many days, but when stuff happens, I got to do what I got to do. And yeah, it's going to be another early morning get up tomorrow, too. So I got to get busy, like right away. So if you can hear me, let me know. Let me know through typing something in the chat. Somebody said, checky check. What's up, Dawn? It's Kev. That's right. I'm back and bigger than ever. Yeah. If it's your first time joining the show, hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms. And since y'all can hear me, I'm going to go ahead and get loose so I can get busy because I got to get through this as quickly as I can today. Real gold, there's some G's in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Now, before we get into this, let you know I do have a Kevin Corner store, so check that out, please, in your leisure time. The number on the screen, 330-974-4607, is the number that you can text me just in case I go missing somehow on this here platform. And then if you want to donate to the channel, you can through my Cash App and my PayPal. The links are below each one of the videos. Now, before we get into what we're going to be talking about tonight, because see, we got choices to make as a country. We got to decide whether we would prefer Kamala Harris in a crisis over Donald Trump. Now, I think we all know the answer to that, but we got to make sure we prove our case. We don't want to just be out there just throwing out stuff. So I like to always bring some type of receipts or evidence when I'm presenting my opinion, my side, or whatever. Okay, I'm not going to be like the liberals. That's it because Donald Trump brings happiness and joy and that no, we're not here to do that. We're here to show you why it would be more rational and more common sense to choose Trump to oversee a crisis versus Kamala Harris for multiple reasons. Now, before we do that, we want to also show you the difference when it comes down to the people who are making this choice. We got a lot of folks out there that's still saying I'm with her, which I don't understand. I don't understand how in the world a adult human with an IQ over maybe like 20, 25 could say they're with her. I was up in Pittsburgh today, matter of fact. And of course, in the city, I saw some Harris signs and I'm thinking, what the crap? What's wrong with these people? Are they not seeing stuff? So I got to help them out. I'm going to give them one more chance for sanity. I'm going to show them some stuff tonight. And hopefully, if they get wind of this or whatever, maybe you might want to send it to them. Hopefully, they can make a last minute decision that will save their pride forever. Because once they cast that vote, it's over. Yeah, man. Don't let me run across you about 2 years in and you tell me you voted for Harris. I'm going to clown the mess out of you. So this is your chance, man, to not be stupid. But I'm going to show you the difference between how stupid people that support Harris act versus us. Watch this clip right here. Look what happened here.
This is going to be great. This is going to be great.
This is so ridiculous. You realize that, right?
No, it's not. Trump. That's what I said.
I know.
You hear that? You hear that Harris supporter talking about, no, it's not. Effing Trump is ridiculous. Here he is riding around with his wife, his wifey. He's riding around with her. And instead of handling business, he makes it his mission to stop what he's doing because he's about to ruin the image and the style that we used to. So he want to stop and run over a Trump sign that ain't got nothing to do with him. It ain't none of his business. It's sitting over there on the side of the road. And he's like, no, what's effing stupid? It's Trump. So now here his wife trying to be the voice of reason. She's like, I don't like him either, but I don't know if we should be running over.
Oh, but I hate Trump too, Chad.
She gave
But you don't see me out here destroying property. It's probably illegal.
Oh, probably. Now, granted, It might not. Whoop. I see a lamppost. So that must mean this Trump sign is in front of somebody's yard. Somebody allowed that. Now, I don't know about you, but if I get up in the morning and I get ready to go out to get in the man truck to go to work on the other man truck, and I see a Harris sign in the front of my yard, I'm going to get that mess out of there because it wasn't approved. So I'm pretty sure whoever put that Trump sign out there put it out there on purpose. Yeah. So let's see what this guy decided to take it upon himself to do.
You know what's a crime to have a big Trump sign?
Yeah, that right there is a crime. To have a Trump sign out. You hear that? Now, understand how these people have concluded this, how they've gotten to the point to think that it is okay to tear up other people's property based on their political differences is because of what they've been hearing throughout the media for years now. See, we weren't like this before. Now folks think, hey, we're fighting against Nazis. We're fighting against white supremacists. We're fighting against racists. We're fighting against all of these people, see? And therefore, we're justified in doing stupid stuff. But yet, we're always deemed to be the radical ones, the violent ones, and all that stuff. And we're not out there running over Kamala Harris signs as much as I want to throw up when I see them. But I don't go and off-roading to tear up one. So this guy, yeah, he feel he's doing his duty to run this sign over.
Oh my God. In the main line.
There it is.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, what's wrong with him is that dude is sitting in the car with his wife with a big fat mask on his face. Now, see, these are the characteristics of a dumb person, of a Kamala Harris voter. Everything about this whole scenario shows that this human has suffered a severe case of Trump derangement syndrome, which so many people out there, just to defy Trump and all of us white nationalists and racists and stuff, when they threw that mask thing out there and we said, we don't need it, I don't think it's necessary, it's a form of control, just to defy us. You know what, though, we need to mask up and all of these white nationalists, vax deniers and stuff. And then they got hooked on it. They hooked on it. It became a part of their life. See, it's built into the cake now. So this guy's riding around in a car with a full-blown mask on. That's the first thing wrong with him. Second thing, he decides to pull off the road to run over a Trump sign. He got it all deep on the inside. A lot of Trump derangement syndrome is running through his veins. So he thinks he got away with the crime, y'all. Y'all hear him giggling?
Oh, what is that?
What is that?
Oh my God.
What is that?
Oh my God.
Uh-oh. Maybe he's going up the tracks on the roller coaster. Maybe that's it. Click, 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 click. What do you think? You think that's a plausible scenario? Maybe we're going up an invisible roller coaster track. Let's hope that. Let's hope that, honey. Okay? Because surely, if this is what I think it is, you're going to immortalize me forever for being stupid. Go and get out.
Oh, that's just great.
Go and take a look. There you go with that big mask on. Look at it.
What happened?
Uh-oh. What's these?
My God.
What?
These people.
Oh, what? These effing people? What effing people? What about us?
They're fucking assholes.
We're a-holes? Why?
I have to get to work. Tell me you got a flat.
Look what they did.
Did you see it? Did y'all see that right there? That work of art? Oh, man. Look at that.
They're fucking assholes.
I have to get to work. Tell me you got a flat.
There it is. You see it right there? Look what they effing did. What you effing did, buddy? You the one made it your mission to stop what you was doing to go off-roading to tear up a Trump sign. Now look, we all know the left is crazy. So by now, many folks who put stuff up like that already anticipate the craziness coming out of these people. And so this dude right here with some reason have gloves on and a mask and sunglasses decides to go off-roading, and now he has to replace a nice big fat SUV tire, and those aren't cheap. Yeah, but look, see, and here's once again, here's one of the symptoms of somebody suffering from TDS. he misplaced the blame. He's not able to see that I did this to myself. I'm the sum total of my own stupidity. I mean, he could go somewhere and get the help, but he don't want to. He likes suffering from TDS. Therefore, he keeps making excuses. You know, look what they did. Look what they did. So we're the a-holes, right?
What? Look what they did.
Well, he's never going to live that one down. Boy, his wife going to be sitting there in the middle of the bed looking at him, and I know he's going to have his back to her, feeling it, knowing she looking at him like, feeling the heat. Yeah, her eyes burning his back, finally roll over. What? You know what? Oh, man. I wonder how they got him out of love to see her keep recording. Maybe he just decided before these Trump supporters see what he did and see what happened to him, I'm just going to go ahead and bend the rim and keep riding. I'm surely not going to let these folks see that I made a out of myself down the street. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he did. So now, after we kind of got a idea of the type of people who would actually say, I prefer Kamala Harris over Donald Trump. You see, there are some people who's just too far gone. They're too far gone. It doesn't matter what they see throughout tonight's live stream. They're done. Okay, they stick a fork in them. We're going to try to appeal to folks that might have a little common sense left. So the question becomes, who would you call in a crisis? See, these are questions that you have to internalize. And I think a lot of people who aren't really in certain scenarios or any personal, they create this distance between them and the politicians that they choose. They don't realize these politicians can affect you long distance. So perfect example of that is when they say, you know what? We should not be rejecting these illegal immigrants. We have enough room. Bring them on in the country. And you know what? We should have an open door policy and we shouldn't have borders. But yet they don't internalize it to think, well, would I leave my house open? Would I let these people come in my crib? Would I not protect my own house? They don't see it like that. They see it like it's somebody else's problem, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure to get taken care of somehow and it won't impact me. And I'm thinking you're voting in somebody who is doing something that if it was you personally affected, you would be going, that is the dumbest thing ever. They voted in Creepy Sleepy, and I'm saying you wouldn't let this dude babysit your kids. You wouldn't let him drive you to the store. If that dude picked you up as an Uber driver, you would be going out there. Is there somebody else? Do you know what? Tell you what, I'll catch the next one. But yet, folks don't see it like that. They're not able to say, let me bring this in to me personally, like if I owned a business. If I owned a business, would I want a businessman like Trump running the country, running my business, or somebody like Joe Biden who can't put sentences together? Well, it's the same thing for the cackler. So we have to go ahead and try to get them to understand how this might affect you based on if you make a good decision or not. So think about it. In a crisis, would you rather Trump or Harris?
A lot of people here tonight, people who are sitting near me in the crowd tonight, we're wondering why our priorities seem to be elsewhere. Not that other people don't need help, but very concerned about that.
So we're into almost $300 billion for Ukraine, and yet they're offering people $750
for immediate needs.
For the worst, but for the worst hurricane that anybody's seen. But more importantly than that is they don't have the people. They're not doing it. It's a very bad thing.
How would you do it differently?
I'd have a tremendous team of people here. They don't have any people here. The people who look, I was in North Carolina yesterday. I was in Georgia. And Georgia's different. You have a good governor. He's doing a very good job.
Now, wait. You're telling me, Trump, you was all over these states and stuff like that and still campaigning somehow? Do you sleep? Are you taking any breaks? Is it just one thing to another? That's amazing, man. This guy right here got unlimited energy. Wow. We've been seeing him get busy almost immediately after he left the White House. But for a long time, we haven't seen Kamala. We haven't seen her throughout Creepy's whole presidency, except for a few times when she pop up and do a softball interview or come out to race bait. But handling real issues, like when she was given that assignment to go down there and take care of that border problem, after one visit, she disappeared. We ain't seen or heard from her again. And that was a crisis and still is. So let's continue because Trump was Johnny on the spot. Here we go.
But North Carolina is a disaster, and it was also hit very hard. You have to get the people out, and they have to be out much more. I was there for the entire day, and I saw virtually nobody other than the people that were badly affected. And one man, he's got a house that's gone, and he's sitting on a rock. He's sitting on a rock. What's going on there? You have to help him, and you have.
Now, those people down there, they're sitting back looking around for helicopters. They're looking for trucks or people to show up with food or whatever. And what do they get? Trump shows up. There you go. He shows up. Now, where's Kamala? Now, I wonder what those people down there in these scenarios were thinking after this. Even the other day when I showed that liberal who supports Kamala Harris, he was crying in his car like, Kamala, where are you? I supported you to come down here and make a speech and all of that stuff. That guy right there, I guarantee you, if he could do it over, he would probably say, okay, if I knew this was coming, I would rather Trump handle it than Kamala Harris. When it becomes personal, now you sitting there going, well, I'm looking for Trump versus I don't see chameleon. I don't see creepy. Nothing. Butt naked. I don't see even the system that they govern. I don't see any of the resources that they're over. They're not sending nothing. I don't see nothing. But Trump shows up. Now, how likely is this? Nobody from FEMA's there, and all of a sudden you see the former president starts walking in. You're like, what the heck is he doing? Oh, he cares about us. That's what it is. So let's continue.
To help them monetarily also. And it's only, if you look, it's Virginia, it's Alabama, it's South Carolina was hit very hard. I spoke to their great governor there, and they were hit very hard. Florida was hit very hard.
Biden said the response has been robust and well coordinated, Mr. President.
Yeah, well, nobody says that. He doesn't know.
Well, that's what President
He doesn't
Biden
know
said.
what robust is. He doesn't.
And the sad part, did you see the sarcastic look on his face? Like this dude. It's almost to the point now where whatever Biden say for the most part, we just kind of go like, anyway, it's Biden. Okay. But Harris ain't got no excuse. So Biden out there, it's going great. Everything's perfect. Don't worry about it. I'm on it. All right. Wait, when am I going on vacation again? So now he turns his attention to somebody else who is competing for the presidency. She want the job, y'all. Yeah, she want us to say, if something happens, if the crap goes down, I feel more safe saying, send in the cackler.
Look, he should be there, and she should be there. She shouldn't be at fundraisers. She's at fundraisers. She should be, I would say, that North Carolina is bad. It's so bad. Meanwhile,
Israelis and Palestinians can live securely side by side in a lasting peace.
Now, y'all see Blackgate drop? Y'all see Blackgate drop in that box suit? Blackgate drop got a box suit on right there. I don't know what that is right there. She looks nuts. Whoever put this meme together is genius. Yeah, man. So as she come out in a zoot suit, I'm sitting there, Charleston. Man, what is that? Where is her fashion consultant? That suit looked like it was going to slide off of her at any second, man. But here she goes, out here trying to tell us about what's going on over in Palestine and stuff, while Kamala just talked about how we're going to send money over to some other country and stuff. And the hurricane just destroyed a whole bunch of Americans' homes and lives. And then at the end of talking about that, she decides to say, what?
With equal measures of safety, opportunity, and dignity. Now, moving on to the Hurricane Helene. President Biden and Vice President Harris continue to use every tool available to help communities devastated by a hurricane.
number one.
Well, look at this.
Number two.
I'm just curious.
Well, I don't know. This is a tough choice. So let me see. The first clip shows Trump opening up his, resort down there in Miami to allow all these guys who work on the wires to stay there. He brought them all in. I mean, folks coming in from California, they're coming in from all over these places so they can get the wires back up and everything. The white nationalist racist who only cares about himself. That guy right there, yeah, ain't getting paid. He ain't getting paid to let these men stay there. I'm sure, I mean, he's covering the costs. Yeah. He got to pay for room service, the people to come in and clean up after the guys and all that stuff, the people to check them in. They're getting paid, but they ain't making no money. And Trump brought these folks in. You think Kamala, you think that maybe she'll let some of those folks stay maybe at her nice mansion or something? Do you think if she had any of this stuff, she would say, yeah, it's on me. Everybody can go ahead and stay down there. She don't even want to go down there, period. But nonetheless, that's what she was doing. Cracking a cold one with Stephen Colbert. So let's see that again. Maybe, let me see. I got to rub my eyes again. Show me again, Doc.
Number one.
Oh, look at that. Number one, down there in the midst, actually doing something tangible, not lip service, not getting up there doing a brief statement, none of that, not showing up and actually dropping, a couple things of toothpaste in the bag while she's getting a photo op, talking to, black lady. Yeah, what is bad, you say? That's crazy. As she's dropping Under Armour deodorant in a little gift bag or something. Not that stuff. That's that PR stuff. That's that politician type stuff where you're just saying, I'm gonna go down there, act like I care, act like kiss a couple babies, pretend that I'm here to do stuff like walk with my hands folded, pretending I'm asking questions to one of the locals. And then soon as cut, all right, I'm out of here. Listen, it was nice meeting you. Take care. I hope everything works out. And she's gone. So that's the first option.
Number two.
Okay, the last time I had beer was at a baseball game with Doug.
Why does she always talk like a little kid? Good grief. The last time I was at a baseball game. You probably had a whole keg before you came out on that set. She probably was back there with a big tube stuck in her mouth and a keg. That's why she sounds like she does. The last time I had a beer was backstage. I mean, at the game. You hear how she sounds out there cracking a beer open on Steve Colbert. You shouldn't be doing nothing except for stuff that matters. Meaning, your whole attention should be focused on that hurricane, and the other part is I go out and campaign right back to the hurricane. Campaign, hurricane. That's what it should be. But here you are out there, softball interview, once again, Steve Colbert.
Okay, cheers.
About the same. Number one might be a tiny bit better.
Well, I know who I would choose just based on that. But see, that ain't enough evidence. That's just a little, funny clip showing, Chameleon pretty much doing nothing and Trump putting his money where his mouth is. So what Chameleon realizes, oh, shoot, this ain't a good look. People starting to go ahead and say that I'm sorry. I ain't doing nothing. So what I'm going to do is I think it'd be a smart idea to go ahead and pick a fight. But she ain't got no arms to swing. So she goes to pick a fight with the
Governor DeSantis, NBC is reporting Governor DeSantis is ignoring your calls on hurricanes, resources, and help. How does that hurt the situation here?
Moments of crisis, if nothing else, should really be the moment that anyone who calls themselves a leader says they're going to put politics aside and put the people first. People are in desperate need of support right now, and playing political games at this moment in these crisis situations, these are the height of emergency situations, is utterly irresponsible, and it is selfish, and it is about political gamesmanship instead of doing the job that you took an oath to do.
Now, see, here's the crazy part. She have the evil of Nancy Pelosi. She has the evil of Hillary Clinton, but she don't got the smarts. That's the problem. See, what they've done is they pick somebody who they say she's dirty and evil and stinking enough to do our bidding and our will, but she ain't smart enough to do it. So now the person out of all these governors, you decide, I'm going to go ahead and pick an unnecessary fight with Ron DeSantis and pretends or either thinks that Ron DeSantis is not going to reveal that I'm lying, that I'm fake. I'm trying to go ahead and win some brownie points and get the public to focus on, look at me. I'm holding folks accountable. I'm trying to do stuff, but these, Republican governors are blocking me. Now, do you really think Ron DeSantis, who have been Johnny on the spot and very good at handling crisis, is neglecting the people and playing politics? Do you think it is? First of all, she has an inflated ego. Even if she did call him, who are you right now? Why would I even want to talk to you? If I'm handling a serious situation, water's coming in the house, the kids, dad, I can only tread so far, so long, and I'm trying to get the kids out and I get a call that Kamala Harris, I'm going, why would I want to talk to her? I ain't never seen her do nothing right. Like Ricky Bobby said, heck, you ain't never done nothing right. Except sleep with who, Willie Brown. That is it. That is it. That is it. So why would I want to talk to somebody who I know she's calling me just to interrupt what I'm doing, and she's not going to contribute? She ain't coming down there. She ain't going to be able to make no serious, choices or decisions that could impact what I'm trying to do, because I ain't seen her do that the whole time she's been in the White House. Not one serious decision made by her. Not one crisis handled by her. Secondly, I don't need to talk to you. I'm talking to Creepy. I'm talking to folks that actually are doing stuff. You don't even matter right now. I know if I see Kamala Harris pop up on the phone and I'm Ron DeSantis, I'm going, this is a political call. That's all that is. So whether she called or not doesn't make a difference, okay? However, she, I guess, just assumes I could get out there, make this statement, and the only people who's going to hear it is my dumb bubblehead voters who's going to say, now look at that. She's on it, and these Republican governors are standing her up, they're holding her up. That's probably because she's black and she's a woman. He probably don't like talking to black women. That's what it is. But unfortunately, it backfired. She knows she ain't got no arms, and she's swinging at Ron DeSantis.
She's attacking the governor of a state that's about to get lashed with one of the most historic hurricanes we've ever seen. Is she crazy?
She is.
He did not ignore her call.
She was
He did not
talking,
ignore
just to be
her
clear,
call.
she was talking broadly about the...
Oh, here comes Abby, running interference for her, trying to make sure that this doesn't fall apart. We all know it was stupid. Whoever told her this is a good political decision, they're destroying her. She's bad, and whoever she's hired as her staff and her consultants, they're bad too. Somebody told her it'd be a good idea to go out to that microphone and say Ron DeSantis didn't take my call and he's politicizing things, and I'm trying to get on things. I'm trying to do things the right way. This ain't time for political games. As she did that for political games, and Abby knows it. This guy knows it, but Abby's going, just to be clear, she's an advocate for her.
Politicization of the storms.
I think she was talking about Ron DeSantis. He did not ignore her call.
That's right. So Abby doesn't understand context. She wasn't talking generally. She wasn't talking about just in general. Like, yeah, this is not a good time for any governor to politicize this. I mean, this is a serious crisis. The question was specifically about Ron DeSantis. Her response was a response directed towards Ron DeSantis. But Abby here seems to act like she don't know that. She's trying to pretend that, let's be clear, I think she was just talking like in general that you shouldn't Nope. She was responding to a Ron DeSantis question.
And in fact, according to what I've read tonight, he actually spoke to the president of the United States.
He did
Joe
speak
Biden.
with President Biden.
And he has said time and again that he and the federal government are working well together. So who here is politicizing this?
Yeah, I hate to agree with Scott on anything, but I agree. I agree in this case.
Even bigger.
Man, it seemed like she can't do nothing right. Heck, she ain't done nothing right. It slept with Willie Brown. That's it. That is it. So now her effort to take a swing at Ron DeSantis ends up backfiring. He slips it, okay, because she really got short alligator arms. She's trying to go ahead and box with the gator arms, and took a swing at him. And of course, after he slipped it, he came out with a solid, hard, wide right haymaker.
storm that's bearing down, as you pointed out, in a very populated area, potentially could do even more damage. And we've been laser focused on leveraging all resources available, including from the federal
There you go.
government.
He's an adult.
And I've been in touch with both FEMA and the president, as well as marshaling all our state agents.
Look at that. Running down all the things that he's doing. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, I've been doing this. I wonder if she's going down her list. You think she made a list like, I did this, I did that, and I talked to this person, I got this done. You think she's able to do that? Like Trump came out and said, yeah, I brought Elon Musk in. We got Starlink hooked up. We put money out. We got money in. You think she's able to go down her list of accomplishments and contribution to what's going on? So now here he is, adults talking. We sitting there going, yeah. Okay, thank you. That's good for us to know. We know exactly what you're doing. You're actually doing stuff.
Agencies and working to support our local communities. And so for Kamala Harris to try to say that my sole focus on the people of Florida is somehow selfish is delusional. She has no role in this. In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has never contributed anything to any of these efforts.
So wait, you're telling me everything she's doing now is calculated and political, Ron? You punched her so hard that you revealed that she right now is completely fake and shouldn't be in the ring? That's what you telling me? Everybody's going, wait, who said that this boxer was good? I mean, they threw one punch and missed and then got completely knocked out. So now we find out that she has never. Now, I can see that throughout her behavior, her attitude, and the whole 3 years that she's been in the White House. She don't like to get involved with stuff that actually is work. I mean, she was disgusted to have to even deal with the border for that 1 minute. And all she did was a sorry interview. I mean, I haven't been in Europe either, but what's your point? And then she got bullied into going, gave a sorry speech, and then bounced, and we never saw from her again. Yeah, so she has been operating like that the whole time. Didn't want to get involved with nothing, but yet claiming that she was involved with all kind of stuff. We don't know what she was really doing and how it impacted anything. Only thing we can go off of is Biden saying she was involved and she saying that she was involved. However, we haven't seen the fruit of that involvement. So now, Ron DeSantis has said, where were you at during all those other hurricanes? You didn't want to get involved? Didn't find it? Well, you know what, Joe? Is there anything I can do? Maybe I should give him a call. Maybe I should go visit. Don't worry about it, Joe. I'll go down there. Instead, she was like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. You handle that. You're the president. I'm going out and do some race baiting.
And so what I think is selfish
Has she ever
is her
called
trying
before?
to blunder into this. No, and here's
Has
the
she ever
thing.
called before?
She has no role. No, she has no role in this process. I'm in contact with the President of the United States. I'm in contact with FEMA director. I'm obviously managing all our state agencies. We're supporting all our local government. And I will say this. I've had storms under both President Trump and President Biden, and I've worked well with both of them. She's the first one who's trying to politicize the storm.
Now, I'm sure Creepy Sleepy heard this. I'm sure Jill Biden heard him come out and say this. Did you see that, Joe? Ron DeSantis said that he worked with you and Trump, and y'all never tried to politicize it. And yet that evil woman who helped with the coup is trying to politicize this. This would be a good chance to show some type of unity, some type of bipartisanship. This would be out of all the times to go ahead and say, Ron DeSantis is doing a great job, and it would also destroy Kamala Harris's effort to politicize it. So now I'm sure she's watching this chameleon and she's going, oh, shoot. Okay, don't worry, though. It's just my word against his. It's my word against his.
And she's doing that just because of her campaign. She's trying to get some type of an edge. She knows she's doing poorly, and so she's playing these political games. I don't have time for political games.
Yeah.
I've got people whose lives are on the line.
There you go. That's an adult. Got people whose lives are on the line. And the whole Harris administration and Joe all operate the opposite. They don't care when people's lives are on the line. We saw that how they dealt with Hawaii. We saw that how they dealt with East Palestine. We saw that how they dealt with Afghanistan. We saw that how they dealt with our border. They don't care that people's lives are on the line. Okay? So here he is going, look, man, as a real leader and responsible for real stuff, I ain't got time to be, playing political games right now. How does that even benefit me to think that this is political? I'm going to reject her call. How does that even benefit him? Okay. 2, I ain't got time to be stopping and taking her call when it's not going to contribute to anything that's going on here. And 3, I didn't even know she called me. And 4, he was right when he said she's trying to blunder herself into this. That's exactly what she's doing. Nowhere to be found the first 5 days, all on Stephen Colbert and all that drinking beer and stuff on the airplane, acting like she's doing stuff. Now here she comes stumbling in a little late. Hey y'all, how y'all doing, baby? So what's going on again? Is you telling me something bad happened? Okay, wait a minute. Hold on for a second. Let me get myself together. That's what she's doing. She's like a drunk aunt or somebody coming to the scene late, blundering in, bust open the door, boom. All right, and what's going on? Here I am. Like we all supposed to go, yay. We don't need your help, drunk aunt. Get out of here. But guys, it don't stop there. You think Ron DeSantis, after giving her that hard right haymaker that knocked her jaw off, is done? Nah, we want to stick a fork in her.
I've got people whose homes and their possessions are on the line, and we are focused 100% on that mission. I'm not worried about playing her political games. And so she is being selfish by trying to blunder into this when we're working just fine.
And it is about political gamesmanship.
That's what it's about.
Speak to what happened there.
I am working with the President of the United States. I'm working with the Director of FEMA. I'm marshaling all my state assets. We've been doing this now nonstop for over 2 weeks between Helene and this.
Wow. So this man has been pre-planning. That's interesting. You would think that Mucus would have pre-planned. He knew the hurricane season was coming up. What happened to all that money? How we run short? I don't understand. You would have thought that the Biden administration would have pre-planned. You would have thought that they were like, oh man, this is going to be a big one. We might want to go ahead and position a National Guard in each one of these locations so that soon as the rain stops, matter of fact, during the storm, send out some Black Hawks that can handle that weather and get down there and start making rescues. But instead, you know what? They're just sitting there waiting to be deployed. You would think that the Biden administration would be thinking and operating like him, but they didn't. So now Ron is explaining how real leaders are supposed to handle a crisis. And then, of course, he has to now knock the rest of her jaw off.
And so if there's anything I can leverage to benefit my people, I'm going to do it. The fact of the matter is they put out a story saying I didn't even know she was trying to reach me, but she has no role in this process.
Now, the sad part about this, guys, I don't even know if I would take a call from Kamala Harris. If I saw on my caller ID Kamala Harris or Vice President, man, I might ghost her. I'm like, what the heck? Man, I ain't talking to this chick. Anyway, back to the show. Only way I would take that is if I got a text saying, I'd like to do an interview with you. I'd be like, oh, excuse me, y'all, hold on for a second. When you coming? Okay, tomorrow? All right, I'll be here. All right, take care, bye-bye. I'm going to destroy her. That's the only way I would take a call. Outside of that, I ain't got nothing to say to that lady. And yet here she is. I tried to call Ron DeSantis and stuff, and he didn't take my call.
And I've been dealing with these storms in Florida under both Trump and Biden. Neither of them ever politicized it. And in fact, all the storms I've dealt with under this administration, although I've worked well with the president, she has never called in Florida. She has never offered any support.
What a leader. Sounds like somebody who, if I was in a crisis, I would call. No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, no, I'm good. But here I am with a boat. Now your house is filling up. Nope, I'm going to rely on Jesus. Come by here, my Lord, come by here. I wouldn't even get in that boat. Let's continue.
So what she's doing is she's trying to inject herself into this because of her political campaign.
Bam.
So as the governor here who's leading this, I don't have time for those games.
Now, she really don't know what to do. So she's just trying to find a spot to get in. It's kind of like, what y'all doing over there? All the kids got a circle on the playground. And she's over there. What's going on? Hey, hold on. I can't see. Watch out, man. Dang. I want to try to get, that's what she seems like. She seems like a kid that's trying to get in there and find a niche, some way that she can be relevant, but yet she don't know what she can contribute. She obviously has never handled a crisis or a situation like this, so she would be relying on people telling her either what to say or what's important or how this should be done real time. All right, ask if they actually put up sandbags. Oh, okay. Did y'all put up the sandbags yet? Yes, we did. Okay, what else? Now ask them, did y'all turn off the electricity in the city before you evacuated? That's what happens when they go? Okay, wait. Okay, well, did y'all turn off the, what is it? The lights? No, the electricity. Oh, okay. Did y'all turn off the electricity before you left? That's what she seems like. She seems like somebody who is like, well, what do I do? I don't know what I'm doing, but I got to pretend I do, or at least I'm trying to do something, but I can't get into the details like this. You think she know what he's talking about? You think she would even be able to go down the process and the steps that he's taking right now in his state? Absolutely not.
I don't care about her campaign. Obviously, I'm not a supporter of hers, but she has no role in this process. And so I'm working with the people I need to be working with. We're leveraging the resources I need to be leveraging. And for her to try to say that my focus should be on catering to her rather than worrying about my own people just shows she doesn't understand what it means to respond to these natural disasters.
Yeah, she don't understand. She don't understand. But don't worry, guys. At this point, it's her word against Ron DeSantis.
And it is about political gamesmanship.
That's what she said. It's about political gamesmanship, Ron.
The governor of Florida has been cooperative. He said he's gotten all that he needs. I talked to him again yesterday.
Creepy's back. Oh, for some reason, Creepy seemed like he got some new life, man. Creepy seemed like he's less stressed. Man, he's coming out, doing press conferences, showing up at the briefings and stuff. Oh, here I am. I haven't been out in 3.5 years, but since I'm going out, I got nothing to lose. I'm about to get out here and just spew up all kind of stuff and pretty much undermine Chameleon and the coup. But without saying that that's what I'm doing. So now let me talk about this Ron DeSantis guy, because there's a rumor out there that he's not handling things, he's politicizing stuff.
And I said, no, you're doing a great job. It's all being done well. We thank you for it. And I literally gave my personal phone number to call. So I don't know. There was a rough start in some places, but every governor from Florida to North Carolina has been fully cooperative and supportive and acknowledge what this team is doing. And they're doing an incredible.
You know, he looks sinister right there. He looks like he's Mr. Burns. He looks like any second he's going to be like, excellent, Smithers. Soon as she get back to the White House, Smithers, release the hounds. Okay, sir. So now he's sitting there looking like Mr. Burns up to something. This is the most coherent that I've heard Creepy in a long time. He's making complete sense. How's he do it? Less stress. He's like, oh, I'm on the way out. I ain't got to pretend now. I ain't got to do all the pretending that I like the trans and gender movement. I'm supporting all of this stupidity. That was driving me nuts. Now I can just be creepy. So
has been fully cooperative and supportive and acknowledge what this team is doing. And they're doing an incredible job. We got a lot more to do.
I understood every word. He didn't make up some names. He didn't have a Freudian slip. He didn't glitch up. That was beautifully done, Creepy. Beautifully. Bravo. Bravo to Creepy. Well said. Look at the look. Like, did I do it? I stuck it to her, didn't I? That's right. I'll do it again, too. I'm going to do it on my way out. I can't wait for her to lose so I can laugh and say, you should have kept Creepy. In fact, look what he says. Look what he says right here.
Do you want to reconsider dropping out of the race? I'm back in.
I'm back in. Creepy. Man, I'm loving him right now. For now. Don't forget, I haven't forgotten about all of his evil and stuff either. Just for now, because he's hurting her. It's hilarious to watch. So there you have it. It appears that maybe she's the one politicizing all of this because her campaign sucks right about now. So, yeah, let's see if these words still hold the same weight.
It's about political gamesmanship. Mayor Wells is Kamala Harris. How are you doing?
What the heck am I looking at here? Political gamesmanship. Why am I looking at Kamala Harris on a plane, on a cell phone call, and then it's being cut to, I guess, this mayor of a city, and they're recording their conversation?
Madam Vice President, thank you so much for checking in on us. You know, we're getting ready, we're prepared, and looking forward to rebuilding after the storm passes through.
Let me just first of all thank you for just answering the call to lead in the way that you have. You know, in a time of crisis, your folks are looking in your eyes to see something in you that lets them know everything's going to be okay. And I know that
you see her looking down? I guarantee she's looking at a notepad right now, reading off that notepad. I know that you do you understand how belittling this is of every human's intelligence? There's no reason to stage a phone call during this time. Think about this. Here it is, a serious situation. Somehow, miraculously, you decide, or just random. She wants us to what? Think this is random? Now, notice this happens with her in all of her staged events. She didn't even switch up the format. When she did a little commercial thing with Kataji, whatever, the black actress, where she was like, yeah, girl, I'm out in these streets. Same setup. When she talked to Joe and they supposedly won, same setup. Camera here, camera there. We did it, yo, we did it. When she called Tampon Tim, same setup. Camera happens to be her. Hello, this is Tampon. Hey, I want you to help me with that. Same setup. And now all of a sudden, look at this. They think we're stupid. So now here she is reading some notes and just got this guy to go along with his body language. Looks like, I can't believe I'm participating in this. So let me go ahead and give her a photo op, a little video clip that she posted on her page of showing, look, I'm doing stuff. As she's asking questions that she's reading off of.
Had requested that FEMA have a full-service disaster recovery center in St. Petersburg, and that has been confirmed that has happened. And
she is the worst ever. I mean, it's so obvious that she is looking down at something and she's reading those talking points. They said, here's some questions to ask him, and he's just sitting there going along with it.
They're working with you to determine the right location. How's that coming along?
Well, thank you. That makes a big difference. We did get a chance to chat with Administrator Criswell, and that's really important to St. Pete to have that full-service recovery center. You know, the outreach from the White House and from FEMA has been excellent, and we're really going to need your help to get the city stood back up. But really appreciate your partnership, Madam Vice President. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, if this bubblehead wins, if this airhead, if this dingbat, boy, I mean, she's the worst politician, and whoever's counseling her is worse than her. If she somehow wins, there's only one way I can imagine it happen. They would have to rig the heck out of it. I'm talking about super rigged. She's so dumb, unlikable, fake. And if she legitimately was to win, I have to leave the planet. Elon, when is the rocket leaving? When are we all heading to Mars? All the smart folks get on that rocket. We're about to bounce. I don't even like to fly, but I take the risk. There's no way. I'll be like, yo, man, I want this lady right here running the country. And her political IQ sucks. Her instincts are horrible. You don't think this looks fake?
You think we're looking at this like she actually knows what she's talking about? These questions are coming off the top of her dome because she's informed of how this process works. And somehow, miraculously, you got 2 cameras toggling back and forth with her reading notes.
Okay, well, know that you got it and know that you are invited to give any feedback about what you might need in real time.
And why would you need to do that? Why would you need to record this conversation? You see Trump doing this? All right, set up a camera down there with this leader and then have a camera with me and we're going to pretend. This is an organic conversation that just randomly had 2 different separate people recording us. And they say, hey, when you was on that phone call with that guy, we happen to be recording that guy talking to you. Hey, you want that footage? Oh, I would love to have that footage. Send me it. And then we're going to mash it up, edit it, and then put it out on my website to make it appear that I'm doing stuff in no substance. Nothing of substance. She don't sound like Ron DeSantis. She's just asking basic questions that they told her, I need you to ask these simple questions, and all he's going to do is go along with it. Thank you very much, Matt Brett, and all the help y'all giving them. Everything great. We appreciate it.
Leadership on the ground, so you know what your folks need.
We'll absolutely do that, and we appreciate your partnership.
Please take care of yourself, Mayor, and I'll just stay in touch with you.
I'll just stay in touch. Ain't did nothing. She ain't did nothing. That right there did nothing. You just call and do a check. I just want to know if everything going all right. You know what I'm saying? Everything good? All right, you got, oh yeah, everything. I mean, it's cool, I guess. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Well, all right, did y'all doing stuff down there? Yeah, we doing some stuff. Okay, that's good. I said, okay. Well, you know what? Keep doing stuff. We will. All right, if you need anything, just give me a call. I don't know what I'm talking about or don't know what I can actually do. But yeah, just feel free to call me anytime. Okay, well, will we have cameras on us again if I call you randomly? Maybe if my people talk to your people. This is unreal. But yet she's talking about what?
It's about political gamesmanship.
It's about political gamesmanship. There it is, as we just watched a staged production of a fake bootleg called to pretend that I'm on it. And then we have this, y'all. Oh, yeah, see, that little stunt wasn't good enough. Now she got to bring in some other actors like the Brady Bunch. They done set up all of these little windows. And she up in that mud acting like she knows stuff. Now, let me check before I go ahead and come to a conclusion. I don't see nobody in that room with her. I don't see her on the telephone. I don't hear no other voices in there. But yet she makes a strange comment.
Flood. We really got to watch those areas and those communities. So,
what did she just? Hey, look how dumb she is, though. Godly. They could have picked. And see, they get mad at Trump when he calls her dumb, calls her low IQ. So now, boy, God, we're living in a sitcom. That's what we're living in a sitcom, y'all. This woman knows they're on a live broadcast. She knows it. So what she do? We're on a live broadcast. Covers her whole mouth. We're on a live broadcast. Good grief. How much more obvious can it get that you're trying to whisper? Man, she's a horrible actress. She is not smooth in being able to play it off at all. I mean, she's one of the people that, you come into a room and they up to something and they're obvious. Start whistling and everything. What are you doing? Nothing. Come on. I know you're up to something. I wasn't doing nothing. That's how obvious that was. We're on a live broadcast. Now, who's she talking to? I'm sorry, who's she talking? No, okay, somebody in her ear telling her, okay, this is another photo op, this is another stage event. Y'all gonna pretend that y'all on a serious conversation and you know what you're talking about. Are you ready to go? We're already going, okay? Now shut up, we're in a live broadcast. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, then I won't say anything else except for the questions that you're supposed to ask that makes you sound like you know what you're talking about.
it takes quite a while for that water to drain.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Ken, I have a question for you.
Yep. Right now, that person's like, my bad. I'm sorry, Madam VP, for interrupting. All right, then. So here's what you're going to ask. Hey, Ken, I got a question for you. Go ahead. I'm surprised she didn't do that. Go ahead. So now let's hear what the question is.
You mentioned words matter, and I know there's a lot of, to the people of Florida, and in particular, the people of the Tampa region, we urge you to take this storm serious.
There you go. Powerful words. Sound like she's doing stuff, man. Now, after watching her leadership, all of her efforts to trick and fool everybody, making herself appear to be doing stuff that we know she ain't doing, who would you call? I mean, would you be like, all right, man, I'd rather Trump, who ain't done none of that crap, no staged events, none of that stuff, no phone calls that are somehow being videotaped, none of that, actual tangible stuff where she makes phone calls from the airplane and then sets up stuff like that, talking about, we're on live right now. That's unreal. So guys, her campaign is unraveling because they are attempting to change up their strategy. And the strategy now is no more hiding Harris. See, and unfortunately, they're in a rock and hard spot because she's starting to tank because they hit her. And so now they're going, well, the only way we can even try to make a comeback is not to hide her. But at the same time, by sticking her out there, we're revealing that she sucks. So they're in the conundrum. They're double trapped like tic-tac-toe when you know that you're about to lose. Oh, nothing worse when you're double trapped. You're sitting there hoping, oh God, if I put my 0 here, my O here, he's gonna go right there. If I go here, right, you're done. That's what it is. It's one of those things where they're like, okay, boy, well, maybe somehow this outcome would change by sticking her out there. And all it's doing is revealing that she sucks. Now folks are starting to realize, oh, that's why she didn't get no votes when she ran for president. Oh, that's why she didn't have to go through a primary, because she sucks. So they're not hiding her anymore. So let's see some of these examples.
Brian, Harris has been criticized for not giving enough interviews. Do you think that this new media blitz satisfies some of that criticism?
Well, she's on 60 Minutes tonight. That's the most watched news magazine in the United States.
Well, look at that. She's doing stuff that came out from underneath that rock, jumped on that broom, and took off. I'm on my way to try to revive my failing, crashing campaign. And then you got the little cheerleader, little Brian Stelter, coming out with that big head on a little body. He looks awkward. Head is buried in his body. And lost the weight, now he looks like a lollipop. So here he is out there with that open stadium talking about something. Well, okay, Doctor, she's going on 60 Minutes.
Donald Trump initially agreed to be on 60 Minutes, then he backed out.
Wow.
I feel like he's getting off pretty easy. Imagine if Harris had agreed to be 60 Minutes and then backed out.
I guarantee you she wished she would have. After seeing these clips we're about to look at, she's probably going, I wish I would have backed out of it. Boy, guess Donald Trump was smart. Donald Trump backed out because 60 Minutes won't apologize about spreading fake news. They're the ones that knew that laptop was, of course, not Russian disinformation. But when Trump said it during his interview, yeah, you had that lady on there talking about, no, no, that's not what happened. Yeah. And so he said, well, y'all come out and admit you were wrong, but they got too much pride to do that. So he said, well, I'm not coming on your program. But she did.
I think she would have been vigorously criticized. So Trump choosing not to do 60 Minutes, Harris is on there. That will certainly be an example of tough questioning of the vice president.
Let's see how
she's also on The View tomorrow. I was talking to producers of The View last night. They have some sharp questions for her as well. And let's remember, sometimes it's these non-traditional formats that actually reveal a lot about candidates.
He's trying. He's doing the best he can. That dude done put on his best little short mini skirt, went out there on that curve with that big head and that little body and that high voice, and he is trying to prostitute himself real hard. All right, so now all of a sudden, this is, sometimes going at, these softball interviews, can't help, somehow, maybe, perhaps.
Remember when Kamala Harris was sitting down with Oprah Winfrey a couple weeks ago, and that's when Harris said, if somebody breaks into my house, they're getting shot. That was a very revealing soundbite, even though it was a friendly interview for
Yeah,
her.
it was a revealing soundbite because we all knew that, come on, man. She's so fake. Now, all of a sudden, she's a gun-toting middle-class American. That's right. Love a Second Amendment now, all of a sudden. We all knew that was fake, too. That's what she's revealing.
And that's why I thought Call Her Daddy was really interesting as well. The interview actually revealed a lot about the candidate. And ultimately, that's what the Harris campaign is trying to do.
I feel like the times that I've seen.
Here's another prostitute. Right there, both Brian Stelter and him. Their voices are so high, they sound like dog whistles. Yeah, and sitting back like, man, I hear something squeaking in my head, but where's that coming from? So now here he comes out there. I feel like, now you ready for this guy? About to prostitute himself?
The vice president on her feet, which would be, since she became the nominee, which would be, the interview she did at CNN, some of the local interviews she's done, the things she did with Oprah, the debate, the interview with you, she's obviously quite adept. She's quite deft. She's quite fluid. It does seem to me like it would benefit them and benefit the public just at a deep substantive level to talk more about this stuff.
He got to work on his bass in the voice. He needs some bass in the voice. Come on. He needs some bass. How low can you go? Death row. What a brother know. That brother right there first need to start with some bass. Secondly, he needs to work on his acting skills. That's what he needs to do. I mean, it sounds like, I'm like, this guy is the worst actor ever. He looks so fake.
I feel like I learned something.
I feel like I learned something. Are you kidding me? Now, just by saying that, hopefully, if he does have some significant other in his life, when he leaves, he probably wants to prep them. Like, now, look, I know you might watch something that I said tonight on TV and conclude that I got to be brain dead or maybe suffered a brain injury by saying that. Or my judgment skills are horrible. My observational skills, my ability to draw conclusions, all of that, my deductive reasoning is compromised, but it's not. I want you to just know I prostituted myself tonight. I was unfaithful. I went out there and I prostituted myself. I said things that obviously sounds ridiculous, but I did it for the money. That's what he should be saying. Because there's no real person out there that after watching her fumble her way through all of these interviews could conclude that if that is his real conclusion, he shouldn't be on TV. He shouldn't be a commentator at all. It's like, whoa, did you just say that you learned something from, well, let's see what he actually learned. Now, look at this lady. She's a coworker of his. She's not even buying what he said. Look at her face.
Okay, I think that one.
Boy, she got that look like, I'm not getting as much prostitute money as him, so it's hard for me to disguise that bullshit that I just heard. So now, since the little prostitute just got out there and said that I think I learned something, well, let's see what we learned. Here we go.
Been covering the border for years. And so I know this is not a problem that started with your administration.
Correct.
But there was...
See the Joker? Out there in that purple, looking just like the Joker. Correct. Waiting till they get a load of me. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? I asked that of all my prey. Yeah, out there looking like the Joker.
And historic flood of undocumented immigrants coming across the border the first 3 years of your administration. As a matter of fact, arrivals quadrupled from the last year of President Trump.
Now he's building a nice little case. I see where this is going. Let's see how the Joker handles it.
Was it a mistake to loosen the immigration policies as much as you did?
It's a long-standing problem.
Right.
And solutions are at hand. And from day one, literally, we have been offering solutions.
So what I'm learning right now in this application is she's repeating what they told her to repeat. That we've been hearing the same response every time somebody asks her this question. From day one. It's an ongoing the issue at the border. It's always been like that. But not even answering the question. We're learning that she avoids responding to the question. So let's see if maybe she didn't get it. Maybe she bumped her head and she's not able to understand that I didn't understand the question. Maybe she needs to say, can you repeat that?
What I was asking was it a mistake to kind of allow that flood to happen in the first place?
I think the policies that we have been proposing are about fixing a problem, not promoting a problem.
There it is, man. Right back to the talking points. Can't go off script, stick with that because you don't know stuff. Look, I don't care what he asks you. Keep saying these things over and over again until he get the hint that I don't know what I'm saying and I ain't gonna tell you nothing else. I'm gonna keep saying this stuff, period. Now move on. So here she is. The problem that we had is, let me guess, Congress needs to act. Trump told them to kill the bill, all of this stuff. But see, she's not telling us why 3.5 years went by as 11 plus million people came in, bringing all types of issues, crime, drugs, everything. And she didn't view it enough as a crisis to say, how about we shut down this whole border until Congress acts? We can't sit back and allow our whole country to be in danger and use the excuse of we couldn't do nothing. Congress needed to act. That's your excuse?
Problem. Okay.
But the numbers did quadruple.
And the numbers today.
And why? Why did they quadruple? What could it have been? I was searched the border. Could it have been that? Could it have been you out there talking about we shouldn't criminalize illegal immigrants coming across the border? Could it have been that? Mucus? Flying them everywhere and creating apps? So please explain what made all these people say, now that these folks are in charge, we gonna really light them up. Let's flood the heck out of that border. She ain't answering that. Here she is, right back to the talking point.
Because of what we have done, we have cut the flow of illegal immigration by half.
How? At the last minute for an election? That's what it is? What we have done is told Mexico, hey, y'all don't want Trump back in, do you? Huh? You know, him with them tariffs and all that stuff, man, he gonna dig into you. So I need y'all to go ahead and just for a little bit, until I get over this election, pretend to hold them folks back. And then in the meanwhile, we'll go ahead and start funneling them through, like we always been doing, through the point of entry, so it'll appear that the numbers are down. There you go. We did stuff.
But should you
We have
done
cut
that?
the
Should you
flow
have
of
done that?
fentanyl by half.
I'm ignoring that question. We have to cut the fentanyl by half. Okay, I'm ignoring that question. Should you have done something before the whole house was on fire? When you saw that frying pan fall over and catch that rag on fire, should you have stumped it out then? Maybe threw some water on it, grabbed the extinguisher, or did you just watch it? Hey kids, go get some marshmallows. We got us a small little fire on the kitchen floor. Let's go ahead and roast some marshmallows. And then we're gonna go to sleep and hope it goes out on its own. So why didn't you deal with it then? Because you didn't look at it as a problem. It was actually a solution for the Democrats. Now you gotta pretend.
Need Congress to be able to act to actually fix the problem.
Is democracy best served?
Another question?
By President Biden stepping down and basically handing you a nomination?
Absolutely not, because I'm the Joker. That's right, I don't get elected, I steal elections. So here's the Joker again. This is a question because remember, she's running on, I'm here to defend democracy and our democracy is on the line. So this guy asked her,
You didn't have to go through a primary process. You didn't have to fight off other contenders. That's not really the way our system was intended to work.
Absolutely not. Y'all subverted democracy. And the crazy part about it is they would have got away with it if Donald Trump would have actually been hit. Problem is they missed. And they're like, shoot, that was our backup plan. This way we wouldn't have had to go ahead and stick her tail out there and reveal to everybody that she sucks. We could have kept getting away with just going ahead and pushing her through the system and hiding her and pretending that we were sorry about what happened to Trump. Maybe bringing a Nikki Haley or somebody and pretend that, oh, well, here's the replacement. She did get the second amount of delegates, so rightfully she should be the new nominee. Yeah, no wonder she didn't want to drop out for some reason. Maybe she knew that at some point, and then they all go, what do you mean it didn't work? How? You telling me he moved his head at the last second? So what are we gonna do? No, I'm not going out there and doing the interviews. You know I suck. Look, I don't know stuff. Well, how do you think I became the VP? You stuck me in there. And then you stuck me into this. Now you're gonna stick me out there to the wolves? Exactly. So now she gotta go out and do what she probably assumed. Don't worry, I ain't gonna have to do this anyway. Doug, we got a plan. So let's see how she handles that question about subverting democracy.
President Biden made a decision that I think history is going to show is rare among leaders.
It is rare among leaders because it shouldn't have happened. I'm stepping down at the last second against my will, and I'm going to go ahead and say Kamala's taking over with no election. There you go. Take that, Barack and Nance, on the way out. So now, her response to that is to go ahead and grab that knife and start to slicing.
Was to put country before self.
Come on now.
And I am proud to have earned the support of the vast majority of delegates.
Earned the support. How did you do that? Isn't it amazing how soon as Joe Biden said he wasn't running and he was supporting her, somehow she had all of these backers, all of these billionaires and money and stuff already. It sounded like she already had been working on it in the background as she's preparing this salad because she knows that she's an illegitimate nominee. That's what she knows. She knows she ain't never done nothing to earn this. She knows she's DEI, and she's proving it right now as she's making that word salad. I should be the nominee because the Biden is a hero. Did I tell you he was a hero? And I earned, somehow maybe earned, but not really earned.
And to have been elected the Democratic nominee.
What?
I am proud to have received the endorsement of leaders around this country from every background and walk of life to fight in this election over the next month for our democracy.
And she's sitting here telling everybody, I tiptoed through the whole landmine of democracy. Yeah. We weren't even trying to have any type of competition because I would have got smoked. I would have got smoked. So we went ahead and subverted democracy twice. First things first, we ain't let nobody run against Joe. Then we realized Joe had all 4 flat tires blown out. What do? We stick her in there. And then realized she had no tires on the car at all. That's what they're starting to realize right now. Like, shoot, here we are. We jumped out of that one, jumped into this one, and it's on bricks. Hit the gas and what the heck? Somebody get out and see what's going on. There's no tires on this one. Well, who suggested this car? So now they got a car with no tires as she's out there preparing us a nice, tasty word salad.
But I think this truncated process is why people think or say they don't really know who you are.
Look, I've been in this race for 70 days.
That's my answer. Well, now we're starting to learn a lot from her. We're learning that Joe is a hero. And that, hey, look, I've been in a race for 70 days, all right? Now, next question. So far, I'm a little more confused than I was in the beginning. But we heard the little 2 prostitutes talk about, she's doing great out there doing interviews. Let's continue. Maybe it gets better.
They say that the reason so many voters don't know you is that you have changed your position.
In other words, you're a chameleon and you're fake. There it is.
On so many things. You were against fracking, now you're for it. You supported looser immigration policies, now you're tightening them up. You were for Medicare for all, now you're not. So many that people don't truly
trust you. Is that it? But I know this nice, polite man right here who knows he works for a liberal network and can't really say exactly what we're all thinking. He's going to go and find a better, softer term to use.
Know what you believe or what you stand for.
There you go. In other words, we don't trust you. We know you're a chameleon and everything you do is fake and coordinated. Like your little phone calls and all of that stuff. So, yeah, let's see how she responds.
And I know you've heard that.
In the last 4 years, I have been Vice President of the United States.
What does...
And that right there shows us the last 4 years as vice president, you've done nothing and you have not changed your position on any of that stuff. Remember, your values hasn't changed. So then how do we know your actual policies have changed? We don't know. She never addressed what made her change. See, if you don't get to the why, for somebody to just say, well, look, I didn't do any of these things as vice president. All the stuff you're bringing up, I didn't do any of that. We didn't make those changes under Biden. Well, will you make them when you become president? Are you going to backtrack? Are you really going to implement all the stuff that at one point you said you were against? And if so, what made you get the revelation? See, that's where this guy failed. I would have went ahead and stuck it to her and said, tell me why you changed your view on this, but yet your values haven't.
Does success look like in ending the war in Ukraine?
There will be no success in ending that war without Ukraine.
Boy, I thought she was going to say, there'll be no wine before this time. I mean, I'm surprised she's just not quoting stuff off of old commercials. You know what I'm saying? Let's give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything. All of that stuff. Just anything right now.
And the UN Charter participating in what that success looks like. My plan is about saying that when you invest in small businesses, you invest in the middle class, and you strengthen America's economy. Small businesses are part of the backbone of America's economy.
Same talking points.
Pardon me, Madam Vice President. The question was, how are you going to pay for it?
Hey. Well, one of the things is I'm going to make sure that the richest among us who can afford it pay their fair share in tax.
Like you're already doing? Paying like 40%. I know football players in the NFL. You know, here you are thinking I made it to the big leagues, but I'm at the bottom. So my minimum is $800,000. And then you get your first check and you're going, okay, $800,000 just went down to $420,000. Where did all that money go? But she's talking about making sure the rich pay their fair share.
It is not right that teachers and nurses and firefighters are paying a higher tax rate.
They're not. They're not. I was a teacher. Probably around 13%, maybe 20 at the most. And she's talking about it's not fair that teachers and just throwing that lie out there.
Billionaires and the biggest corporations. And I plan on making that fair.
But we're dealing with the real world here.
Well, you shut your mouth. That's what she probably wants to say. You know I don't know anything about this stuff, economics and all that stuff. I'm just telling you what they told me to say. Now shut up and stop asking me questions.
Real world includes...
How are you going to get this through Congress?
You know, when you talk quietly with a lot of folks in Congress, they know exactly what I'm talking about because their constituents know exactly what I'm talking about.
Garbage.
It is garbage. So that's how she's going to get it through. Because when you talk privately with people in Congress, I mean, they know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? They know. And their constituents. Now, how do you know that? Do they? Are they sitting back on, you know what? I think the rich need to pay their fair share. I want to get in everybody else's pockets. Maybe they know that under Trump, man, we was paying a lot less and our money went a lot further and stuff was a lot cheaper. Maybe they know that somehow, even if they're not economists. But they do know that the gas prices went up, food went up, inflation is up, housing is up. They know that. So this is why Trump didn't go on 60 Minutes. As little Brian Stelter was up there talking about something. Look, she went on 60 Minutes and Donald Trump didn't go. Can you imagine if she would have? Well, the reason he didn't go on, because it's fake news. Even with those questions, even with them trying to softball it and help her out as much as they could, they still had to try to cheat and edit.
It seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen.
What the heck was that? What did that even mean? Good googly moo. No wonder they had, all right, we can't use that. You know what? Take that whole statement out. Do you hear what she just said? Now, think about this, guy. She wants to be our leader. She wants to go ahead and be out there in the time of crisis. Notice Ron DeSantis. When he got out there and he talked about what he's doing, I was able to look at that and say, wow, okay, that makes sense. He actually did that. Okay, I could go through this in my head. She gave us nothing but air.
Dealing with the
This is unreal.
The real world includes.
How are you going to get this through Congress?
You know, when you talk
I need to hear that
with a
again.
lot of folks in Congress, they know exactly what I'm talking about because their constituents know exactly what I'm talking about.
The garbage. But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by
a number of movements in that region by what?
Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
That was unbelievable. I know right then as they were watching, they're going, we're done. We're done. That's right. It's over. It is over. But guess what, y'all? 60 Minutes, who is definitely not a fake news network, they went ahead and tried to help her out.
It seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We are not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
Now, was that in the original statement she just made? Where'd that one come from? They might have taken that excerpt from something else. So that's why Trump didn't go on that raggedy network. So even with all the assist, of course, Cackles still fumbled the ball. I'm starting to think I would prefer Trump over Cackles. So wait a minute. Wait just a minute, y'all. We ain't done. We got a little more. So look at this. Because remember, little Brian Stelter and them said, it's good. It's good to send her out there. She's making her case.
Well, if anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Of course, because you ain't got nothing in your head. Right now, it's nothing but air. Tumbleweeds rolling around in that dome. That's what you got up there. Bubbles. So, nothing comes to mind, period. I don't even know what we did and how I even got here. Everything's a blank. But nothing comes to mind. But she's going to make change, y'all. We ain't going back. We ain't going back.
In terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Wait a minute. Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions.
That's what we want to hear. That's what we all need to hear. Nothing comes to mind that I would do any differently. Why don't we just keep Biden? That's my question. Secondly, all of those raggedy decisions, all of the crap that took place, you're saying I was involved. Thank you, Chameleon. That's how dumb of a politician she is. Now, I guarantee you, her whole staff was like, oh, God, man, she's the worst.
That have had impact.
Very poor choice of words. And now a quick overview of America under the Harris-Biden administration.
Let's see.
Biden-Harris administration. Masterclass in terms of performance.
Impacting millions of home buyers and sellers.
Yeah, just this week, the average mortgage rate in this country on a 30-year fixed loan hit a stunning 8%. It's the highest that it's been since 2000.
Yeah, it's a wow.
Well, not good news on the economy today. A crucial inflation report shows prices were 9.1% higher in June compared to a year ago. That's worse than expected and the largest yearly increase since 1981.
Think about that.
Overall, Americans shelling out an extra $493 per month on the same goods, according to Moody's Analytics.
Wouldn't have done nothing different, though, right? Now you see what I'm talking about? You gotta be dumb as the guy in the beginning of my show who ran over the Trump sign wearing a mask and blew his tire out. You gotta be as dumb as he is to vote for this woman who's getting out to talk about, but I can't think of anything I'd have done differently, and I was involved in all of the bad choices that were made, but yet I'm going to make some changes.
The national average for the cost of rent up 25.5% from a year ago. A one-bedroom apartment more than $1,700 a month.
You better thank a union member.
Just 20% of voters believe this country is headed in the right direction. 74% say the nation is on the wrong track. Let me tell you something about this moment. We have had this sustained period of 70% about a year now.
We begin with the developing situation in Afghanistan. We now know the identities of the 13 U.S. service members killed in Thursday's bombings outside the airport in Kabul.
I remember
These photos show just some of them. The 13 killed include 11 Marines, 1 Navy corpsman, and 1 Army soldier.
Wouldn't have done nothing different though, right? And see, she also is in a pickle, because if she says, yep, I'd have done a whole bunch different, here's A, B, C, and D, she's still serving under Creepy Sleepy. And the problem is, Creepy Sleepy really don't like her. You can tell. So all it would take is her to go, yeah, actually, I told Joe it was a bad choice when he pulled out. I told Joe not to do this. I told Joe. If she does that, now Creepy going, actually, she was the dumbest DEI hire I ever hired. They made me pick her anyway because she was dumb and she was she don't want that. So now she got to pretend that everything he did was great. All of it, but even though I'm telling y'all that we recognize things suck, and I'm about to bring change, but everything we did was great. Wouldn't make any. So how did it become this way to where you need to make a change? Only reason you would want to make a change is if you realize that some of the stuff you didn't work. It was horrible. It led to the problem. If it wasn't a problem, you wouldn't need to be talking about, so we're not going back and we're going in a different direction. Why? All your choices were great. You just justified it by saying, I can't think of anything I'd have did differently. So we'd have ended up in the same spot that we're in right now if you were in charge. And we're going to end up even in a worse spot if you get in charge.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
For the first time in U.S. history, the U.S. national debt just surpassed $35 trillion.
$35 trillion in debt. That's $104,000 per American.
Of course, you don't need us to tell you that gas prices are skyrocketing. For the first time ever, AAA reports that the nationwide average for a regular gallon of gasoline sitting at $5 a gallon right now.
Illegal boarding crossers total over 10 million since Biden's inauguration. But I wouldn't do anything differently?
They're currently tracking 425,000 non-citizens who have been convicted of a crime. What? Of that number.
That's a lot of criminals. But she wouldn't do anything differently, guys. Yeah, so when that guy was up there at 60 Minutes asking her, shouldn't you have stopped that earlier? No. See, that's what she's saying. No, why would I do that? Even though right now I'm able to look at the results and say, so you're telling me 425,000 criminals are in our country, but you know what though? These folks don't care about the people. They don't care about the Americans' needs. So who cares if Americans are affected by all of these criminals?
Over 13,000 non-citizens have convictions for homicide.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
My God. This is a great thing that's happening for our country. This is a great day for everybody. This is a great, great day.
He is running on the slogan of a new way forward. And she said today, we're going to stay on the same path, which is, I think everyone would admit, not a popular path.
Now you see why they shouldn't have stuck around there? Now you see why they're going, what have we done? We now are forced to actually reveal to everybody that this chick is a full-blown Muppet. She is a airhead. She's a robot. And all of our diabolical schemes to solve the Trump problem fell through. All of the lawfare, all of that crap, the attempted, and stuff like that, mysteriously just happened. All of those things that we were banking on to stop this man. Divine intervention and God putting enough steel in his back for him to keep going is a thorn in our butt. Now we got to rely on her. We got to rely on this chick who's out there saying, I can't think of anything that I would have done, and also was involved in all the horrible things that happened.
I mean, Biden has put some handcuffs on her. I mean, he has gone out last week and said, she helped me pass every law. She was part of every decision. I mean, he's making it difficult for her to get any separation. And then she has also, in the last few days, said Biden is totally with it, totally vouched for his mental acuity. And today says, yeah, I can't really think of anything that I would have done differently. This must be very confusing for American voters who must be thinking, then why are you running? Why isn't he running? If he's up to it and you wouldn't change anything, then why is Joe Biden not in this race right now? I thought, but who goes on The View and gets outsmarted, by the way? I mean, this was a total disaster for her today. I think,
bam, there it is. So guys, wait.
Even some of the friendly, non-traditional interviews have not turned out that well, but her contact with the mainstream media, I mean, the 60 Minutes interview, you know, on issue after issue, I think did not really help her campaign. The immigration answers did not help her campaign, you know, answering the question 3 times about whether they made the right decisions on the immigration changes that let the flood of people into the country. So I think the reason they're shying away from it is because often her rhetoric doesn't survive contact with the mainstream media.
Wow. Now, you know what's crazy about this? As we're sitting here listening to Scott, normally the whole group of those people be teaming up. They be all just going at it. I'm like, that, shut up, Scott. Scott, you don't know that. His case that he just made, they're all going, yeah, we know exactly what you're saying. We're seeing it the same way, but we're paid to be prostitutes and we got to pretend that, no, it's not that bad. Actually, yeah, they all know she sucks. So guys, we're going to finish with part 2 tomorrow. It's an hour and a half. So far, I think I'm building my case of why this woman should be the last choice on the planet to become president. Not just between Trump and her. I'm telling you right now, we could go to the most remote island, that one island out in the Indian Ocean where nobody's even allowed to come. And we don't know what language them people speak. They be throwing arrows and stuff at planes and killing folks that show up on their shore. And I would go there, pick somebody with bones and disc in his ears. Hair ain't never been combed. Never. Ain't never seen no lotion on his body, completely ashy from head to toe. Teeth all rotten out because they ain't got no fluoride. Toenails long enough to where they can cut provolone. Yeah. Fingernails hanging down to the ground. Can use them as a cane when they walking. Don't speak nothing that we know about. And I would say, let's go ahead and vote for this person over Chameleon. That's what I would do. That's where we're at with this chick. After what we've been seeing so far, I'm like, that guy can't be worse than her. I mean, apparently whoever's running that little island, those people seem to be thriving. This chick, whole island somehow, we'd be like, how did we tip the whole island over? I don't even understand. So anyway, God bless y'all. God bless America. I'll be back tomorrow for all those, for whatever reason, are still on the fence. I got to go ahead and present my argument part 2 tomorrow. Make sure that y'all hit the like button on the way out. Don't forget to share my videos, spread the word. And if you want to support the channel through my Cash App and my PayPal, you can do that. The link is below. Check out the corner store as well. Subscribe to my alternative channel. And we will see you guys tomorrow. I ain't going to even skip through to my song at the end because I don't want y'all seeing the clips that I'm going to be covering tomorrow. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. God bless y'all. Take care.